Hey guys, coming at you live from my office, and by that I mean not live, totally recorded, and not my office, my bedroom. Um, since I took you on a tour, I rearranged my bedroom because I was bored one day over the break. But anyway, so now my bed is by the windows, and I wanted to talk to you about an ongoing assignment that I'm asking you to do. Um, it is a journal assignment. I feel like as an English teacher, I would be pretty remiss if I didn't ask you to write about this experience because, not to be melodramatic, because I really hate being melodramatic and I dislike it when other people are, but this is truly like an unprecedented time in history. Not like as extreme as the plague. Like, I'm not trying to make correlations there. But, I mean, in many ways, how that kind of defined the age. I think that this will kind of define part of our age. There are generations of people who never went through anything like this. I mean, maybe the closest thing would be like polio, because that was a pretty big thing for a while. I don't know a lot about the history of polio. I only know that my mom has a really big scar on her arm from her polio vaccination, which it's like this big. But anyway, so someday you're going to talk to people younger than you, who were not alive during this time, much like I find myself now talking with my students about September 11th. You're going to be talking to either your kids or your friends' kids, or, if you get involved in teaching your students about this time in history. And as I get older, I find that some things fade in my memory. Like, there are definitely things that I remember about September 11th, but there's some of the particulars that I don't remember, and I wish that I had journaled better during that time. So I'm going to ask you every school day, not the school day, but every like Monday, Friday, that you journal. Now, I'm not going to ask that you do it on Monday and Friday. So I guess scratch that. Just 2 days a week. That's it. I don't care what days you do it on. 2 days a week, I want you to journal about what's going on. You can pick a different topic each day. So, for example, like your first journal might be how it all started, like how you remember the very first time ever hearing about COVID-19 or the coronavirus. And then the next time, talk about like your first thoughts when school was canceled that Friday. Do you remember that? And how it was like zero notice, just all of a sudden we weren't going to be back. And then maybe talk about what your expectations were, and then talk about the reality, talk about the way your lives have changed. One thing for me, I I used to go to like a group kind of therapy thing. Well, that kind of got canceled. And so, we meet via Zoom every week. And when I'm going to write about this, because I'm going to do it with you guys, I'm going to write about like the differences, like how online feels different than in person. Another one that I think I'll write is just talking about how weird commercials are now. Like watching people like be close to each other in commercials is weird. Like, oh wait, you couldn't do that now. Like, you can't go to the farmer's market and, pick up fruit that 100 people have touched before you. And so just kind of think through those things, and maybe take topics. Like, if prom was a really big thing to you and now you're not going to get it, like, talk to me about or yourself. You're not going to turn these into me. Talk about how prom, like the cancellation of prom, how that made you feel. Okay. We can talk about this Thursday if you have more specific questions, but again, just twice a week, I want you to write. Now, you can share them with me if you want, or what I'm going to have you do is just kind of take a screenshot or something, where if you don't want me to read what you've written, I won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see that you have done something. Does that make sense? But I really think this would be a good idea, just, for you, for future generations, and just maybe even to help you kind of process everything that's going on. Maybe you don't care about all of this. Maybe you kind of like isolation. But for those of you who don't, this could be a way for you to express yourself. And I'll even open it up if one day you want to draw something. Grace, I know you're really artistic. If you want to paint something instead of write. Beverly, if you want to write a poem instead of writing a journal entry. And, all of you guys, you could write a song or anything as long as it is expressive of what's going on right now. So that'll be 2 days a week for the remainder of the school year, okay? And I'll do maybe a 2 week, every 2 weeks I'll do a check on that. Okay, I talked longer than I wanted to, so with that I'm out.